Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, this is so exciting. We are live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Yay! This is so awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so excited. We did it. We did it. So I'm just using this as preambles, while we wait for more people to join us. So feel free to join us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Awesome. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, I've just got a thumbs up from YouTube. Yes, they can hear me. Fantastic. Can I get a thumbs up from Facebook and from Instagram and Twitter? And then we'll get this ball rolling. Mm-mm. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, I hope we have had a fantastic day. Um, for me, it's been good. I thank God. Though I'm recovering, I was a bit under the weather, but thank God I'm much better today. And that's why I'm able to be here with you this evening. Right. And I hope you've had a fantastic day yourself. So thank you so much for joining us. Just a quick recap on what we did last week. Sorry, some weeks back in the part one of the training. Just a quick recap of what we did while we wait for others to join. So we've been talking about leadership for some time now, and in the last training, we talked about different styles of leadership. And of course, we also mentioned that one thing to bear in mind is that there is no one size fit all. So it's for you to figure out what type of leadership style that you adopt, um, and what works for you, basically. And also depending on your organization or in the level of influence you have, or the type of leadership, or depending, that's what determines, what leadership style that you can adopt and have people following on that footsteps. So we talked about autocratic leaders, which of course from the name you know that they are the ones that make the final decision. We also talked about democratic leaders who want to get opinions from everybody, which is good, but then sometimes can slow down the process, right? Then we also talked about the laissez-faire, which is a French word for freedom. So which basically gives your team members freedom to make decisions, and they have autonomy as well to make decisions. Then we also talked about the transformational leader, which we said is actually fantastic because this leader, you know, imbibes almost everything within him. So he motivates his people with a shared vision. He's self-aware, he's authentic, he's empathetic, he's humble, and he's always inspiring his team leaders. So basically, his life is basically the example that his team leaders see and follow. Now, today, I'm just going to dive into the training immediately because I do not like for the videos to run for too long, so people aren't spending so much time online. So today we're going to be talking about other types of leadership, right? And we will start off today talking about the bureaucratic leadership or the bureaucratic style of leadership. So this type of leader follows rules and ensures that their people follow procedure. So he's the procedure kind of leader. So everything has to be by procedure, everything has to be by the books, which is in a good way, yes, is good. Um, so the now for a bureaucratic leader, it works in an instance where you want, you know, a job that has a lot of risk. So a lot of safety risk is involved. Then in that type of leader would work, right? Because there are procedures you need to, safety procedures you need to follow, which it must be by the books. If not, you end up putting people at risk, you know. Is also effective in places where, let's say, for instance, in the healthcare sector, where you know that certain things has to be in place, right? Um, Obonaya Ago, thank you so much for joining us. Scholar Ezibo, thank you for joining us. Since 22, thank you for joining us. I see all of you. Thank you and welcome. So I was saying, like in the healthcare sector, right? This would work very well because there are certain procedures that must be followed, and it has to be by the books. However, it can be ineffective in teams and organizations, right? And when I say ineffective in within teams and organizations, is especially where you have to rely on flexibility, on creativity, and innovation. Then you know that the bureaucratic style of leadership will not work at all. Because if you have to be flexible, if you have to depend on flexibility and creativity and innovation for your business, then you can't really go by the books. You can't really follow procedures, right? So you have to be able to let your team be flexible enough, engage their creative instincts and their creative skills, and bring in their innovative skills into the team, into the whole process. That way, you can move ahead. So that's the downside of the bureaucratic style of leadership. It wouldn't work, within teams and within organizations. Then we have the charismatic leader. I'm sure a lot of us know, oh, Mama Tessie, you're welcome. Teresa B, you're welcome. I see you. Thank you for joining us. So I'm sure a lot of us know so many charismatic leaders already. I mean, I can mention so many, so many. So the charismatic leader looks or has, semblance to the transformational leader. Now, both types of leaders, they inspire. Hi, Tessie. They inspire, right? They motivate people. Now, the difference is in their intent, right? While the transformational leader wants to transform his team, a charismatic leader is more focused on himself and his ambition. So you see the difference, right? Both of them are great leaders and they attract a lot of followership, because of their personality, let's say, right? However, the two sides are different because the transformational leader is looking at transforming his team members. So he's looking at building them, motivating them, making sure that they can fit into his shoes even when he's not there. However, unlike the charismatic leader who is more focused on himself, so it's all about him, oh, he's charismatic, he can lead thousands and thousands and groups of people, and is all about him. Now the downside to that is that sometimes when the charismatic leader is not there, right, the organization tends to crumble because he has spent a lot of time focusing on himself as against building his team, right? That's only the downside to it. However, the the charismatic leader also believes that he cannot do any wrong. That's also another downside to a charismatic leader. So he believes that he can get everything right. He knows his onions, he knows what he's doing. And that's the truth. He knows his onions actually. He's very much aware of what he's doing. However, as humans, we can't all be 100% perfect. Sometimes we can do wrong. And sometimes we need people to tell us, oh, you didn't get it there. Oh, you can do this way. Oh, you can do it much better, But the charismatic leader doesn't see it that way. He doesn't see anything wrong in what he's doing, right? Sam Mumba, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I see you. Chisom, Ngwakwe. Sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. I see you. Thank you for joining us. Then the next type of leadership is the servant leader. So the servant leader, regardless of his level, right, leads by meeting the needs of his team. So if a servant leader is focused on his team, he just wants to meet their needs. He just wants, where can I help? He's always looking for where he can help. He's always looking for, how do I, make sure that my team is okay? Is everything going on well with them? So basically, he's leading by example. And he leads with a lot of generosity. I'm sure a lot of us also know some servant leaders in our circle. You will see them is so glaring. They just want to help you. They just want to serve you, even though they are leaders. But they have this servanthood attitude. They just want to serve. They just want to make sure that everyone around them is okay. They have high integrity. So it's almost like integrity is their watchword, right? They can be good in a world where values are important. So in a world where values, people actually see values as something they hold there. Yes, the servant leader is highly valued in that kind of environment. However, in a competitive environment where values are thrown out of the window, people don't care. I'm sure you already, from the scenario I'm painting, I'm sure you already see some of that around you, in your circle, in your organization, in your community, in your state, in your country. I'm sure you can see some of these things play out. So in a situation where, values are thrown out of the window, the servant leader tends to struggle in that kind of situation, because he leads with integrity. And when you are in the midst of people who have no integrity whatsoever, you tend to struggle, you know. So in that situation where people are more competitive, you know, the servant leader struggles. And then we have the last one, but not the least, is the transactional leadership style. So it's more like a transaction, you know, like a business transaction. You give me, I give you. So you obey him, the leader, and he gives you this on the other hand, or he pays you, right, for doing something. So something must give. Something must give. That's a transactional leader. That's how he sees life. Something must give. So you must give him something for you to receive something from him. Now, he has a right to punish his team members if their work don't meet standard. Because again, a transactional leader sets a lot of standards for his team members. So he's going to give you targets to meet. Um, he's going to give you certain standards you have to meet in the organization. That's a transactional leader. And then he can also offer you something in return and say, look, okay, if you meet this target, I'm going to give you this. I'm also sure that some of us also see that play out in some of our organizations. You see them very well. Now, he also clarifies everyone's role and responsibilities. You know, that's the beauty of the transactional leader. So he makes it clear. Look, this is your role. This is what is expected of you. This is your responsibility. And at the end of the day, if you meet all of these responsibilities, this is your reward, right? So that is his style. However, it can be amoral and lead to staff turnover. I'm sure we also see that a lot. Um, so where, in an organization whereby you're led by a transactional leader, you're sometimes always on the edge because you have to always beat yourself up. Am I meeting my targets? Am I meeting up to the responsibilities that has been given to me? So it puts a lot of pressure on your team members. And for people who can't live with that pressure, they tend to leave. So in organizations where you see that is being led by a transactional leader, it leads a lot to staff turnover. So a lot of people would leave, will walk away because they can't deal with the pressure, they can't deal with all the responsibilities that comes with it. However, if you meet them, then you're in the good books of your leader. That's the beauty of it. Anyway, so that's it. That's the last part of this training. And like I said, I promised I would always make it short. And right now, I'm going to give time for questions. So for people to either type up questions, or if you want to join on the live, you can send a request and I will add you to the live. And feel free to add something to it. Yes, Teresa says, yes, the pressure can be demotivating. Yes, very much so. It can really be demotivating, and that's why it leads to a lot of staff turnover. So feel free if you want to join in the live. It's open now. Just send me a request and I will bring you onto the live and you can share if you want to share an experience, if you want to share your thoughts on what we have talked about tonight, if you have a question that you want to ask or you have something to say about it, please go ahead. Let's go. Shoot. Let's do this. So anybody want to join the live or you want to type a question or a contribution like Mama Tess have sent us a contribution, go ahead and let's do this. My eyes are on all the platforms. And in the absence of any, we can call it a day. So this is 19 minutes past 6. Oh, wow. We did this in record time. So 19 minutes, that's fantastic. Fantastic. Covered this trading in 19 minutes. That's beautiful. Record time. So I'm just going to leave it till 20 past. So that is 20 past. Let me be sure that no one is asking anything. And then we'll call it a night. Thank you all so much for joining. Please go ahead and share this video. Let other people also learn from it. Um, if you still have your contributions, feel free to still type it up and send it, and people will be reading. Um, I really appreciate and I'm humbled to see all my big bosses join me tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for contributing. And go ahead and share the video. If you want to give me stars, please feel free to give me stars. Okay, so yeah, it's 20 past now and we'll call it a night. God bless all of you, and I hope you have a restful night, restful rest of the night, and see you again. Like I said, we'll be having this periodically. So see you again soon, and I will be announcing what will be coming up next. You can imagine, it's power packed, power packed. So watch out for it. All right. Thank you all so much. God bless you and good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night.